give any. Hello. Good morning, everyone. I'm Sandeep Sankat. I'm Dr. Sandeep Sankat. I'm associate professor and head of the department in School of Planning and Architecture, Bhopal. I did my bachelor's from MIT's Gwalior. Then I did my master's in acoustics from Jamia Millia Islamia. And then I'm the first PhD holder from SPA Bhopal. And as a visiting faculty, earlier I taught at various institutions, but as a regular faculty, I'd started my teaching career in 2002 from Jamia Millia Islamia. Over there, I taught for around 7.5 years. And then 2009, I shifted to Bhopal. And from 2009 onwards, till today, I'm teaching in SPA Bhopal. And at present, I'm heading the architecture department. Yeah, I'll now share my screen for the presentation. So this was an opportunity which has been given by the Ethos Foundation and Udita. And for this, when I actually saw this opportunity, I thought that I'll be sharing my works. But then we are doing a lot of things related with accessibility and disability right from 2009 onwards. Even before that, I was actually having an association with in relation to architecture for masses at Jamia Millia Islamia also, and with my acoustics learning acoustics course as well. But then for this, I thought from 2009 onwards, we are doing a lot of things at SPA Bhopal related with accessibility and disability, and we were involved in education related with universal design and inclusive design. Of course, focused to accessibility and disabilities in India. Lots of things were happening. I did a lot of things relevant to disabilities and accessibilities, where I was playing a role of a teacher or maybe someone who's actually talking about universal design and inclusive design. But this is an opportunity which I've got, which is Sansadhan Hackathon. It is a nationwide hackathon for Divyangjan accessible toilets. Actually, they came up with the themes of having four kind of possibilities in rural and urban toilets, and they wanted a design where it can be a family toilet or it can be a public toilet, both in case of urban and rural toilets. This Sansadhan Hackathon was organized by Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities, Divyangjan, the Ministry of Jal Shakti, in association with Atal Innovation Mission, Niti Aayog, and of course, Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. So the theme was to choose from either urban or rural. I chose urban. And amongst urban and rural also, there were possibilities of choosing a family toilet or a public toilet. So I chose a family toilet to be analyzed for its design and to be made accessible for all in case of a family, an urban family. So actually, I've got an opportunity from them to be the jury member, but then I decided to be a participant. So my actually competitors were the students from various institutes of India. It was a nationwide hackathon. It was actually an opportunity to judge myself whether whatever I'm teaching, whatever I'm preaching, as far as universal design and inclusive design is concerned. So whether that is correct or not, or maybe whether what I'm teaching is proper or not. So so I refused to be the jury member, and instead of being jury member, I was a participant. I participated in this hackathon as a as one of the competitor to design an accessible toilet for a family. So the format was we were supposed to first submit our proposals, and those proposals were shortlisted, and those who have been shortlisted with their proposal, they have been called for a 2-day hackathon at New Delhi. So challenge which I took is an urban individual toilet for a family, and which was focused to universal design principles. So the objectives were to identify the diverse users of the urban individual toilet. That means in an urban family, who all are the possible members of the family. Then to identify the the diverse uh, issues the diverse users face while using that toilet, and then to prepare guidelines based on the identified issues for the development of design solutions based on universal design, and then to develop innovative design ideas based on universal design following the developed guidelines and for an effective and efficient and innovative design solution. So this was my methodology. Right inside you can see is the methodology diagram where the whole process has been subdivided into various steps. The first one is to identify the users, because in a family it can be children's, it can have young ones, and it can have elders as well. This was the basic subdivision usually in an urban family, but then there can be possibilities of persons with disabilities also. So first was the identification of these diverse users. Based on these identification of these diverse users, a total protocol for the toilet design has been identified, and that protocol I'll further talk in the presentation. And with respect to that protocol, it is the diverse users who had used that design, or maybe they have been observed at various designs in a toilet, and based on that, based on those identifications, the guidelines were framed. If I just broke it because that methodology diagram was not very properly visible, it was something like this. That step one was the identification of all the diverse users who are going to use a family toilet. And then it was a preparation of guidelines considering the problems they face. So it is the identification of the problems. And then based on those identifications of the problems, the guidelines for the urban individual toilets has been made. And then the third step was to analyze the guidelines, and based on those guidelines which are there, to design an innovative solution. See, what happens is it could have been a direct design solution, but instead of doing a direct design solution, what I did is I've done a research in terms of framing those guidelines, that how an urban individual toilet should be for a family, which can be fully accessible. That was my concern, and with that, I proceeded further. So my design guidelines, which I had framed for an urban individual toilet, which can be accessible, can be used by any designer, and he or she can come up with innovative design solutions. So for the hackathon, I'd prepared the design solutions, whereas the research part is the framing of guidelines based on the identifications, of which I'm going to talk about in the whole presentation. So these guidelines were followed to prepare the innovative design solutions for the toilets. And then ultimately, through this, the outcome was to have a fully accessible toilet, which doesn't present any kind of barrier to usage for any of the people. So the user identification is that it can be able-bodied, it can be elderly, it can be children. Then it can be persons with mobility impairment. In mobility also, it can be various kinds of mobility. Then it was a person with vision impairment. It can be because in case of vision impairment, not everyone is fully blind. Only 10 to 15% people where the optic nerve or the retina is totally gone. In that case, only we have no vision. Otherwise, we have possibilities of blur vision, low vision, partial vision. So considerations for them. then person with hearing impairment, persons with cognitive disabilities, and so on. And along with that, even a person suffering from conditional disabilities like pregnant woman, fracture hand or limb, or lost spectacles, the vision, colorblind, etc. So what I did is I made a protocol for the use of the toilet, and uh, the way a toilet is used, this whole protocol was based on that. I'll just show you in parts so that it is clear that the protocol was something like this: that a user is going to approach to toilet, that is one of the space, then the space in front of the door, then it is the space where the person opens the door, and for opening uses the handle also, and then close the door. After that, he or she does the activity which happens in a toilet, that is using the changing area, then using the water closet, or using the bathing area, and using the wash basin. So if I further show you this in detail, so it is when you're changing, you actually take out your clothes, and then you go to 6 or 7, which is using of water closet or using bathing area. Then if you talk about using water closet, you remove your clothes, and then you use the water closet, and after flushing, cleaning yourself, you wear the clothes, you wash your hands, and then come out, open the door, and then again back, you close the door, and you come out of the toilet. Similarly, for bathing area also, uh, you can for bathing, you use the bathing space, and you use the shower, and then you after taking your bath, you clean yourself, wear your clothes, and come out. And similarly, using wash basin, you actually go to the wash basin, use the wash basin, and then if you had removed your clothes, you'll be wearing your clothes and then coming out of the toilet by closing the door. This was the overall protocol which has been given to the diverse population which has been identified as the users, and the experiment goes on with the activity happening in the toilet. The people, the users, were supposed to act for this whole protocol. So the method which I used for this is, actually what happens is, in general, in architecture or in the study of built environment, the students or maybe in general, whenever we study and take pictures, audio recordings, annotated diagrams, and various other things which we do. But we get the results in the form of either it is better or worse. Acha hota hai ya bura hota hai. We get the result something like this. But then, if we want to convert our observation into numerical values, there are certain methods which are like a usability rating scale, then functional independence measure, then enviro-functional independence measure also. These are the kind of methods with which the behavioral aspects, the activity which someone does in a built environment, can be converted into a numerical value. So what I did is, I used instead of any other methods, I used a usability rating scale, which is URS. Basically, it is a 7-point scale. As you can see in the picture, it is a 7-point scale. And over here, we ask a question twice. For performing any kind of activity in any kind of space, in any space rather, the person is asked a question, whether it is difficult, moderate, or easy. If it is easy, then it goes to the portion of easy. And then again, the question is asked after the performance of the protocol or the usage of that particular space, in terms of whether it was barely easy, moderately easy, or very easy. So accordingly, if we see the scale, we can get the numerical values. This is what usability rating scale is. The second thing which I followed is the preparation of a matrix, because I was supposed to design an accessible build toilet. So it is the built environment of the toilet which is of consideration, and then it is the users. So I'd identified the users as I listed in the previous slide, and I'd identified the spaces of the toilet, which I took on one axis. So I prepared a matrix where it is the users on x-axis, and it is the spaces on the y-axis. And with respect to these intersection of users and the spaces, I had collected all my data. My data was something like this in the form of a matrix. Of course, this matrix is not so very readable, but the if you see over here on this axis, it is the users, and on this axis, it is the questions asked with respect to the space. So those spaces, and these are the numerical values. And as far as the values of the concern space and the answer is concerned, simultaneously, I used full-scale simulation also as a tool, because always it is not possible to go to people's houses and ask them to perform the activity which they do in their toilet. It was a little difficult. So I learned these about full-scale simulation from various places. Like I'd been to Lund for a conference where this whole is a full-scale simulation lab where you can actually design your whatever your design on sheet or whatever is a scaled down design can be erected over here in terms of 1:1 scale. These are the accessories which were available in the basement. This lab was around 20 meters by 20 meters. I'll be showing you the bigger pictures of these labs. So it is a learning of full scale simulation. And then it was from Jobbik also, and from Trondheim also, NTNU Trondheim and NTNU Jobbik also, and at places in Erfurt, Germany also. So this is the matrix which I was talking about. In x-axis, it is the users which has been taken, and on the y-axis, it is the space which has been taken. And then this columns are the protocol columns where the questions has been asked with respect to all spaces, and the replies has been documented in this matrix. This matrix is something like this, where you have the relevant questions over here, the users, all diverse users, which I listed in the previous slides, and the subdivision of spaces, and the recorded numerical values with respect to each space has been recorded for all users. This actually matrix is a big matrix. Somehow I've taken just a part of it, and I'm trying to show it. This is the full-scale simulation lab at Sweden, Lund, where it is a possibility to create 1:1 scale designs. We had done certain work over there. And then these are the accessories in their basements, which are the verticals. Then these are the verticals which can be used as infills or the gaps below and above the windows. And these are the further furniture accessories which were readily available. If you can see over here, there are threads which can be assembled together to form the spiral staircase also. And apart from that, all the accessories of a house is there with which we can design. This is a universal design lab, which is again a full-scale simulation lab, where if you see this wire mesh, these boards which are over here has got a slight projection. If you can bring them tilted over here, the projections, if you have a board like this over here, you have slight projections in terms of screws which can be just inserted into this wire mesh above, and this can make these verticals to be placed. They have Norway. It is a lot of concerns with respect to the climatic conditions and the sunlight. So they do a lot of research relevant to the light aspect also. And this is the creation of scaled down light labs as well. This is the Universal Design Lab at Jobbik, where the things it's like a workshop or a big shade where these verticals can be placed to create these spaces in between for measurements, and the measurements were taken on floor as well and on the vertical parts as well. It is something like this to study the railing positions, the ramp positions in 1:1 scale. So I was there and tried to learn how they were doing it in case of 1:1 scale. This is an example where they use universal design for even teaching and learning of nursing also. This mannequin is a mannequin which can cry, which can speak, and even it can bleed also. Accident situations and all, they have legs of the mannequin which can be shown with bleeding as well. The control of this whole mannequin was behind this glass, and a person speaks for the mannequin. So they were giving universal design education even in case of the nursing training as well. Learning from all those, I designed a full-scale simulation lab with the limited resources. These are the boards which are of 8 by 4 sizes, and 4 floors, 4 boards taken together on floor makes a space. These are the verticals and these are the joineries. These are just the clamp kind of things which can be provided from top for the fixation, and it becomes a very sturdy space. And students do a lot of research and evaluation of their own designs in a particular space with 1:1 scale. These are the accessories which we have as far as the disability concerns is concerned, and these are the accessories which we have for toilets and kitchen as well. So with students we do, and we use it in our institution to create spaces which student design themselves and then record the data. So I utilize this as my tool, and the usability rating scale, which has been evaluated with the help of lots of students, and the table has been formed. Surprisingly, when I plotted all these outcomes, we found that none of the area, that is using door handle and the entry door, using water closets, using shower in standing position, using shower in seating position, regular daily usage of wash basin. In all of them, it was hello. Yeah, so when we found that all these spaces are actually not accessible to all, even for the common people, also they are creating one or the other kind of obstacle or the barrier. So for preparation of the guidelines, we had actually referred those experiments which we did in case with the full scale simulation lab, and at various places in the houses of the people as well. So we have tried and identified the problem areas where the people are finding problems. And it is when you see this table which has been prepared for the preparation of the guidelines, it is the toilet area and the protocol area which I had specified, and in which the people had done their activity and then commented as far as whatever problems they are facing. So the problems are listed first, and with respect to problems, the design guidelines has been framed. Now, using these guidelines, anyone can design toilets which can be accessible. This is what was intended, and similarly, the guidelines has been prepared for every space. The subdivisions which I talked about, that is, it has been a start and talk about the even the construction part, the walls of the toilet, the entry of the toilet, the door of the toilet, then the changing area of the toilet, then the water closet area of the toilet. Similarly, it has been prepared for all all the spaces where the problems has been identified for all the diverse users. Those the identifications, the numerical values of evaluations were there in that matrix, and then they were plotted for the bar charts which I had shown you in the previous slides. Then it was the design of this toilet which came up, uh, which has been prepared in such a way. The first design was the walls of the toilet where the gaps has been taken, and it is a frame which has been prepared on which it is the acrylic sheets instead of tiles were used. It is an inspiration from the way we do the cladding outside in a building. Similarly, it has been done leaving a 150 gap. This gap has been left in the toilet just because uh, we design and we construct our toilets and all with lots of enthusiasm. But at later stages, when we found difficulty due to disabilities, changing any kind of plumbing areas in a toilet is always a problem, and we'll have to again construct it by breaking the existing toilet. So this is a peripheral frame which has been provided in the toilet, and the plumbing can be done behind it. And by removing the sheeting, we can always we can always do the changes as far as the plumbing and the back portion of the fitting of pipes and all is concerned. So that's what was there. Similarly, the water closet, actually, the concern was to provide contrast also. So you can see the whole toilet has been made as white, but following the guidelines, the backgrounds has been, because white fixtures in white background get merged. So it has been highlighted with the black portions. Then the water closet is also specially designed. The changing area is also specially designed for reach and range. So if I talk about the range, the design of, this is what is the design of the peripheries, where it is something like this, where a metal framing has been taken at the back. Above that, it is the metal sheeting, and then you have the acrylic sheeting. So whenever you want to change your plumbing fixtures from the back, you can always do that. This is the detail for that. And this goes towards all the peripheral walls and even to the floors also. So even if there is any kind of leakage through the floor, it goes to this outlet, and through RCC it goes out. This is the detail for that. Similarly, when you enter, you get a sound cue, you get a tactile mapping on the door so that you can get an idea, and you have braille, with the braille, the information that you have a tactile map on the door as well. And the moment you touch the braille, it is with the touch sensitive thing, you can get an audio clue about the whole toilet as well. When you go inside, a full grab bars has been provided throughout the toilet, which is something like this, where it is the rubber coating above the pipe, and then you have the braille which gives the information. Suppose I'm standing over here in front of this space where it is the changing area. So it gives you the information written in braille that you are at the changing area. And this changing area has got the flexibility of movement of this cloth hanging bar. Even if you have cloth hanging this thing, it can come down. It has, for children's, it can come down, and for the, if you just release it, it goes at its position. So this is how the changing area has been made accessible. Similarly, when you further move to the water closet area, first it is the contrast which has been provided. Now along with that, this water closet is having these handles which can be provided for the with a gear system. The space below the water closet and the cistern is used for that, and it is these hand supporting arms which are there, and they are flexible for a movement like this in this direction. They are flexible for a movement. You can see these at an upright position and these at the lower positions. So as per the people's concern, for the transfers, it can be utilized from left or right transfers. At this point of time, because if we try and provide front and both side transfers, you require spaces on both sides. Due to increase of the size, this side space has not been provided. Then it is the bathing area which is of concern. Even if you install this kind of seating chair, usually for children's, for elderly, the height varies. Again, this has been made a little flexible for the use. Along with this shower has got a movement which can be provided on in the horizontal direction also, and for vertical movement also. because when you sit on this seating, and if it goes down, the shower water doesn't come properly on the person. So it has got a vertical movement also, and it has got a horizontal movement also. So you can actually move the shower at angular situations and vertically also. Then it is the wash basin. This has got a bar over here. If you can see, there is a tubular bar. If you press this, the idea came up from the trolleys which we use at airports. When you press it, you can move it. When you release it, it gets stuck. So for the wash basin also, it is the vertical movement. For children's, it comes down, and at whatever height you require, it can be placed as per the desired heights. So this is the whole design of the toilet. I'll try to show you the video of it. I think it's not running. These are the flexible ones which can go down. It has got a handle attached over here. This can be cast, and it can be moved down so that this whole bar comes down. Similarly, this also has got a vertical handle over here, not exactly visible because of the white part. But this can come down. So it is designed for reach and range. Then similarly, it is this water closet which has got these handles. It can move vertically like this. Over here also it can move like this in angular fashion, and wherever the person is comfortable for support, it can go to that height. So at various heights it can stop and get locked. This lid is made, the lower portion has been made only for 300 as dimension. Usually we have the water closet at 450, but this lid has got a flexibility with this lever which is over here. We can actually move this lid up and down. So for elderly, when the height required is more, this lid can go up, and for children's, when the height required for the lid is comparatively lower, so it can come down as well. So even the water closet has been designed for the flexible reach and range. Similarly, it is this grab bar which can be grabbed, and the wash basin can be brought down and can be taken up also. And the similar situation, I'll just show you this with the video. Over here, it is the red and green, whether it is used or not. This is the framing which is there at the back, and this is the water closet which has got the arms which can come down, and with this lever, it goes up. Similarly, this is the seating chair for bathing, which can go vertically up and down, and shower also movable. Similarly, the wash basin also movable. This was the design which has been awarded also. The Minister of Jal Shakti, Mr. Gajendra Singh Shekhawat, has awarded this, the certificate for this by 3 ministries, and of course the certificate from Udita and Ethos Foundation. This has been awarded as Design Educators Award. So the concept of universal design facilitated the equitable, flexible, simple, appropriate in size and shape with perceptible information, along with tolerance for error and low physical effort, with additional consideration of aesthetics, usability, and economy. The whole urban individual toilet has been designed to achieve comfort and accessibility for all intended users. A systematic research-based approach for the whole design is followed to achieve the final design solution. The design process is stepwise process of identification of user, their problems, following the protocol, framing of guidelines, and based on these guidelines, these solutions were designed. Every space in the toilet and its component has been detailed out for provision of comfort, safety, and accessibility in its usage by all intended users. In totality, it is an attempt to create and design a comfortable, accessible urban toilet for all users based on universal design. So it's the people's aspiration. You can see the two pictures depict the Indian people's aspiration. This is the number one is the pictures from Shipra when Kumbh has happened. I visited, did some studies over there. This is the person came from Odisha all the way, and he took a train as the transportation, and somehow he came over here. I'm just showing these pictures just because it is the people's desire, the religious beliefs also, because of which this person was not having the two legs, but still he had a strong desire to visit Kumbh. When I asked that due to certain reason, if anything happens, any mishap happens, he says that क्या है उसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, कुंभ में यदि जान जाए तो मोक्ष मिलेगा. Similar is the situation, which is the second one. This is at Haridwar, where this lady came along with crossing all those pontoon bridges and all kinds of across situations which are not accessible, but still she crossed it. The desire for taking a holy dip was so strong that she came with her crutches. Then she took out her one leg, which was artificial limb, and then the second leg, which was artificial limb, and then she took the holy bath at River Ganga. So it's the people's aspirations need to be understood by a designer or design for the design of the build and the users needs to be understood thoroughly. And the universal design principles are the solutions for the design of built environment. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Yes, Ankita ma'am.